Bienvenue à la Maison des Cultures du Monde.
Добре дошли в къщата на културите на света.
Itt vagyunk a Haus der Kulturen der Welt.
To the International Literaturpreises.
Prêmio de Literatura Internacional.
Je m'appelle Daniela Ferrière.
Bán Zsófia vagyok.
Meu nome é Bernardo Kucinski.
Моето име е Георги Господинов.
My name is Madeleine Thien, and I'm the author of Dogs at the Perimeter. It was a very happy surprise. The novel was originally published in English in Canada in 2011, so it's quite a few years ago. And the book is very difficult. It's about the Cambodian Civil War and the Cambodian genocide, so the topic is difficult. I think the style is challenging. So it means a lot to me that the jurors recognized what I feel is both an important book and also an artistic one. And I'm very happy for my translator, Almut Karstens, because she's translated all of my books. This is the third one, and I feel she really deserves the recognition, so I'm very happy for her. Well, I'm actually just finishing a new book now, and it's a new book set mostly in China, partly in Canada, but it's about musicians studying Western classical music in Shanghai in the 1960s. So it's very, for me, interesting topic and also connected to this book that's nominated for the prize, because so much of Cambodia's policies at that time were based on Mao Zedong. It connects 1960s China and the Cultural Revolution, which was a period of intense turmoil in China. And it connects it to the demonstrations in Tiananmen Square in 1989. And it's interesting to be working on it now because it's the 25th anniversary of the Tiananmen demonstrations of the fall of the Berlin Wall. It was massive changes in the geopolitics in China and around the world at that time, and for communism. So it tries to connect these histories a little bit. So that's what I've been working on, and I hope to have the book finished this summer. It's very broad, I think, my reading. The last 4 or 5 years I've been reading a lot of writers from Asia, a lot of writers from China. But one of the writers that's most influenced me is a Dutch writer named Cees Nootboom. I think he lived in Berlin for a while as well, and his great novel that meant so much to me is All Souls Day, set in Berlin. And of course, for Canadian writers, Alice Munro, who won the Nobel Prize this year. She was a big influence on me from the time I was just beginning as a writer, and Michael Ondaatje. But I think in terms of international trends, I think for me, a lot of the exciting writing is happening outside the centers of publishing, outside of New York and London. I feel such interesting work coming from Eastern Europe, from other languages, from China. China has some extraordinary writers coming out now because there's so much to write about, and also because it's very difficult to write about politics in a direct way because of censorship. So the tools that writers have to use are very different and very creative and very risky, and I find that exciting.